Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Friday Night FIQH. Uh-oh. Inshallah, we will get started very soon. Get everything shared. All right. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Inna alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salamu ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'een. خصوصا على الخلفاء الراشدين المهديين. أما بعد. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. If you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe to the page. If you're watching this on Facebook, follow the page, The True Aqidah of the Salaf. Also, I have the Brother Kabir page and Abdul Kabir Muhammad al-Maliki. That's my personal page, but whatever. All this goes on all those different platforms. So, alhamdulillah. All right. So, make sure y'all drop a comment, send us a salam alaikum. Let's try to support each other with the algorithm, and we're trying to invent an Ahlus Sunnah wal Jama'ah algorithm, inshallah. So show some support, drop a like, drop a heart, drop us a salam alaikum. If you have any questions, comments, and concerns, please save it to the end of the video. I don't know why I keep saying that. It doesn't matter. Just put your question or your comment, because I'm always save time to go through everything after the lesson. So doesn't matter. And then I want y'all to forget I don't want y'all to forget your question, comment, or concern. Inshallah ta'ala. All right. Bismillah. The section of Tayyummum. So this is ablution with dry and pure earth. If there is no water, you can make what is called Tayyummum. And it is important for us to know about Tayyummum because even though we live in a Western world and most of us have running water, um, you will find yourself in situations sometimes when you don't have water. For example, when I was in prison, the water system was all messed up and we didn't have any water. And the only water we did have, they gave us like a bottled water, one bottled water a day. So, just knowing fiqh, if you only have enough water to like live off of, to drink and to use to cook with and eat and so on, you are permitted to make tayammum. So and also in that situation, which we'll learn in the fiqh, we were stuck in our cells. We couldn't get out, so we couldn't even get to any like pure earth. So we had to find some um, we had the Sheikh Ayub told us that we can use the dust off of the wall to do tayammum, off of the brick walls or whatnot. So you got to know your fiqh. Even since I've been home, I think a couple of years back we had a water main break somewhere on my street or somewhere close, and it messed up all of the water. It was cold and water busted, pipe busted, shut off all the water in this whole area, and we had to act fast. I went out to go buy a bunch of water. We couldn't even flush the toilet, so I went out to go buy a bunch of water. But as you can see in the fiqh, as you're going to learn in the fiqh, salat time I was not going to be able to make it to the store and then make it back in time to make the salah. I wasn't going to be able to make it, so I had to make tayammum and pray, and alhamdulillah, we were okay. So tayammum, we don't use it as much in the Western world, but it is helpful to know about it. So we're just gonna we're gonna go through the fiqh of the tayammum, inshallah ta'ala. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. A traveler may perform tayammum if he is not being disobedient in his travels and does not have any water. which means he's not traveling for a haram purpose. The sick person may perform tayammum for an obligatory prayer, a fard, or a recommended prayer, a nafila. The healthy resident may perform tayammum if he fears he will lose time for the prayer. The healthy resident may not perform tayammum for a recommended prayer, Jum'ah, or a funeral prayer, a janazah, except in the last case, it was an obligation. So just in case if you only permitted to do it if you are a resident, a healthy resident, if you are afraid that the time is going to go out. If you're a traveler, you fine, you can do it. The obligations of tayammum are: you must have the niyyah, you must have the pure intention, you must have the intention. You must have pure earth, which is sa'id, which is what is described in the Holy Quran as sa'id al-turba, pure earth or pure dirt. Um, Wiping the face is mandatory. Wiping the hands up to the wrist is mandatory. The first contact of the earth, striking the earth, and scholars say you take your hands and whatever pure earth that you find, you take your hands like this, and boom, you just pat them, just just enough. You don't got to like dig your hands in the dirt and saying. I used to think that at one point in time, and we actually got stuck in prison one time, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. We didn't have any access to any water, so we all had to make tayammum. And like I was like taking like globs and heaps of dirt, and I was literally putting it all over me. I was putting it in my hair. I did it. I like made wudu with the dirt. Like you do not have to do that. Alhamdulillah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made Islam easy. I didn't know at the time, so neither did a lot of the brothers that was there with me. So Bismillah. So the first contact of the earth, boom, like that, strike the dirt. Continuity, so don't stop. This is just like wudu, it's just like wusul. Do not stop. Do the acts of worship or in sequence. That's the word I'm looking for. In sequence. The time of the prayer must be in. This is one thing that a lot of people do not know. So it can't be a situation where um, the water main breaks on your road, so you know there's not going to be any water, and then the folks come around and say, give you a notice and say, hey, it's not going to be any water for 5 hours. So you cannot make tayammum before that time of that particular prayer comes in. That the time of that prayer must be, so you can't do it like how you do wudu, where a lot of times, like if I'm gonna be out shopping or I'm going to going to play basketball or something, and say Salah come in at 5:30, before I leave the house at 5 o'clock, I'll make wudu. And by the time I get to where I'm going, it's already 5:30. Boom. I pull over to the side. I already got wudu. I don't got to take off all my clothes, all my gear. I already have wudu. It's intact. And I go ahead and pray, and I can play ball for a couple of hours, and I don't have to stop and, put myself in a hassle. It's not like that with tayammum. So with tayammum, you have to wait until that particular salah time comes in to perform it. Next, the time of the prayer. Oh, I already said that. Next, the time that the tayammum is connected to the prayer without interruption. So, what that means is um, each salah you can make tayammum with each salah. So the idea is that you should try to find water, or water should become available, because tayammum is a rukhsa. It's a compensate. It's a dispensation in place of something. It's not the standard. The standard is water and ablution with water. That's the standard. So each tayammum that you when you make tayammum, excuse me, when you make tayammum, say dhuhr time come, you couldn't find water, you're not going to have any access to the water, so you go ahead and make tayammum. So when you make tayammum, it's in the time of dhuhr. After that, when the asr comes in, and even if you didn't do anything to break the tayammum is gone. It's not there anymore. And if you still was not able to find water in the time of asr, then you're permitted to make tayammum again. So it's like that. The pure earth side is dirt, adobe brick. So it's like the baked clay that you see, like the mud houses, like in Africa and certain different parts of the world where it's kind of underdeveloped. So that like baked clay brick on the walls. That's what the adobe bricks are. It's made out of like dirt, clay, mud, sand. Maybe people even push. I've seen some like pictures where they even put straw like in the mix or whatnot. Um, what are you doing, Munchkin? Big eyes. Change the diaper. Did you hear me? You can use a rock, snow, mud, and the like. So this is all considered pure earth or sa'id. It is not permissible to perform tayammum on cooked plaster, basically drywall, sheetrock, that type stuff, straw mats, wood, grass, and its like. There's a dispensation for the sick person to use a stone or adobe wall if he cannot or if they cannot find someone to get them some water or something. Either well, not water, because then we wouldn't be talking about tayammum. Something, it says something else, but something else better to use for tayammum. The sunnah of tayammum are contacting the earth a second time. So you only have to do it one time. So it's sunnah to do it twice when wiping the hands, wiping between the wrists and the elbows, and maintaining the order of those things. So unlike wudu and tayammum, you would start with the face first and then do the hands. But you got to maintain the order of that. The recommended acts or the mandubat is saying Bismillah, wiping the right hand before the left, wiping the outer portion of the arms before the inner portion, and wiping the front part before the end part, or the front part before the end part. That's the same thing as the third thing, wiping the inside and outside. The things that invalidate tayammum are like wudu, so it's the same things: excessive vomit, blood, a drop of blood, passing gas, urination, um, all the things that we covered and went over in wudu and ghusl also breaks tayammum. Two fardhu, and also the one thing that's extra is two fardhu prayers cannot be prayed with one tayammum. We already covered that. We discussed it. You have to make a tayammum according to each salah. The one who performs tayammum for a fardhu prayer may pray nafila prayers after it. Touch the Quran, make tawaf, and recite the Quran if they had intended that first and foremost. This is done immediately after the prayer, and the time of the prayer has not exited. So you can make the supererogatory prayers. You can make your salawats, your extra prayers, as long as you do it right after your fardh prayer, and make sure that those supererogatory prayers is connected to that particular prayer. So you have to have the intention and do the sunan of dhuhr along with dhuhr. So like the two or the four before dhuhr, and then the two or maybe the two sunnah after dhuhr, and then the two mandubats after dhuhr as well, as an example. You can also, like it says here, you can make tawaf if you on Hajj, and if you need to read the Quran this is something you do often, you can do it immediately after. Tayyummum for anafila makes of all the aforementioned permissible except a fard prayer. Whoever prays Aisha with tayammum is allowed to pray Shafi'i, witr after Shafi'i and witr, Shafi'i slash witr afterwards if there is no delay. No one is making to if one is making tayammum while in a state of janaba, there must be a specific intention. So tayammum can also lift janaba, the higher state of impurity, of ritual impurity. So if you had sexual intercourse and there was no water and the time was about to go out, the time was about to go out, and you went ahead, you can go ahead and make tayammum. Also, one thing that is not mentioned here, but is mentioned in the other books, is that if a person finds water after they made tayammum, so say you waited to the end of salah, you got time just to make the salah, and you find water just as you're getting ready to make your salah, the tayammum is then invalid. The tayammum is broke. So then you should make, as long as you have time to make wudu and make that salah in that time period, then that tayammum is broke and you have to make wudu and then you pray salah. Now, in the case of if you waited to the end of that prayer time and you made tayammum and then after that water became available, if uh, there's still time to make wudu and repeat the salah, that is mandub. It is recommended that you do that. The prayer is not invalid, but the prayer is good, but it is much, much, much better if you were to to make the wudu and repeat the salah, as long as it's the time of the salah, and make sure that you have time to be able to do it. Oh, and so I wanted to show you like an example. So you strike the dust. Sometimes I've seen people. I've seen a sheikh, get the dust off the hand like this. And my first sheikh, he told me like you can put your hand in the dust or the dirt, the sand, whatever the pure earth is, and then you can blow it like, and then you wipe the face just like you do wudu, and then you wipe the hands. It's sunnah. It's better to start at the top. Boom, boom, go up like that. Boom, boom, go up like that. And it's I've seen people not go to the fingers, and I've seen people who do go to the fingers with the dirt. So depending on who you following and what you following, and if you were to do it with all the way, with the arms included, and we hit the you can hit the dirt the second time, or you can hit the dirt the first time. Do the face, come all the way down to the elbow, go inside, come up to the fingertips. Same thing with this one, all the way down, inside, come up, and then you wash the hands. Boom. And you should be good. Wallahu a'lam. Okay. Tayammum was a very short section. That is the section of Tayammum. Anybody have any questions? And let's see. The question. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Brother Hamza Abdullah Mujahid. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi Malaika. Malaika and Malika. Wa alaikum salam to both of y'all. Hmm? Salam alaikum, Nyla. Alayhi salam, Stephen. So if you didn't break wudu, you still need to make it. Uh, we're not talking about wudu, Habibi. So I don't understand your question. Uh, if you didn't break wudu, you still need to make it. No, if you have wudu, you don't need to make tayammum. I say it's late. Okay. I check on the boys. I think they fight you. What is based on what, Stephen? I've never heard this before. So what if you combine prayers? Um, that's a good question, Stephen. I don't know. I'm going to ask. That's a good question. I've actually never thought about that before. In Shafi'i fiqh, when and if you come upon water, you have to make wudu and make up that salah you prayed with the Oh, so in the Shafi'i fiqh, you have to. It's not mandub. People make wudu at a hole and then walk to the masjid at home. Okay, yeah. So we talking about tayammum, Stephen. We're not talking about wudu. I've never heard you have to make dry ablution before. Stephen, you're not, huh? Okay, okay, okay. Hamza Abdul Mujahid said, in the Shafi'i, you have to get. Hey, listen, this ain't Shafi'i fit, man. Y'all ain't finna troll my comments. when one of y'all gonna come do the Shafi'i fiqh? Now I'm gonna read the comment. I'm messing with you. Hamza, why don't you come on here and why don't you commit yourself to giving us the Shafi'i fiqh? Don't let the Malikis run off with everything now. He says in Shafi'i, you have to get every part of your face. Yeah, 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 yeah. I think so you probably said that before I talked about. So yeah, you got to get everything, just like in wudu. And what are you saying? So I would assume because the grandmaster has water available. As Zaytuna, they have a fountain similar to Zamzam. Alhamdulillah. Muhammad said, if you are a traveler and you combine prayers as the sunnah and water is not available, you can do tayammum for combined prayers. Okay. So there's one answer from the Shafi'i madhab. As far as Malikis, I don't know. I'm gonna have to find that out. And inshallah ta'ala, when we do Friday Night Fiqh next week, then I'll tell y'all what I found out. Saleh Abdul Mujib, Alaikum, said, what about if you tayammum and dirt get in your eye? What do you do in Maliki Fiqh? We don't call the Shafi'is, I'll tell you that much. Assalamu alaikum, Kwame Abu Abdul Khalik. Tayammum is a gift. Alhamdulillah. Absolutely. No, 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 no. Don't stop, Malika. No, no, no. Don't stop. No, no, no. Absolutely not. Give us that tandem. I'm just trolling y'all about. I'm actually trolling Saleh Abdul Mujib about not doing the Friday Night Fiqh with the Shafi'iyah. I'm actually trolling him. So maybe Saleh and Hamza. Get together and y'all just take turns every other week or something. We need that. We definitely need all the variety perspective because everybody's not Maliki. Hamza, you I qualify. What my first check said is if you have one piece of candy, you can give that one piece of candy away. If you got 10 pieces of candy, then you can give away 10 pieces of candy. So whatever you have, I mean, obviously you qualify. You know this right off the top of your head. So inshallah ta'ala, you know. So we're gonna do the same thing the chef ain't gonna do. He said, I'm coming outside. Yeah, all right, brother. All right. I don't see any questions. I don't see any more questions. So yeah, Tayyummum is short, sweet. Um, just highlight those points. Just highlight those points that I made. Inshallah ta'ala, if you ever have to use it, we don't use Tayyummum a lot, so you know, um, that's Tayyummum. All right, so we start the section on Haid next. Female menstruation. Absolutely, Stephen Pierce. I appreciate you coming. Female menstruation next week, inshallah ta'ala. It's a very, very very important thing that must be understood by both guys and gals. Gals need to understand their functionality, and so do men. We also have to understand their functionality because you have to teach it in your homes. You have to teach your wives. You have to teach the females in your family. Well, so Hayd is a very, very, very important thing to understand. So inshallah ta'ala, that's where we will pick back up next week. Make sure y'all go back and watch the playback of the How to Read the Arabic with Imam Nadir and Al Ajurumiyya. He went live this morning. So if you missed the lesson, he's on lesson 3. So if you missed the lesson, make sure y'all go back and watch it. It's on the Facebook page, the True Aqidah of the Salah. It's pinned to the top in the features section. Also, all the other videos we did for the week, the refutation of the Salafi Minhaj. We just finished the Sanusi Aqidah, the Sanusi Creed. Inshallah ta'ala, we're going to be getting into this. The Creed of Imam Bayhaqi. Very, 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 very important Ash'ari scholar. I love this book. I think honestly that that book is the Ash'ari equivalent of Aqidah Tahawiyah because it touches on more aspects of Aqidah than the Sunnasiyya. So the Sunnasiyya is going to give you the heart of understanding. It's basically the Kalima Shahada and the Kalima Shahada as far as the oneness of Allah Subhanahu wa Taala, the nature of Allah Subhanahu wa Taala, and the messengership. Next, this book, the Aqidah of Imam Bayhaqi, we will start that inshallah. And I was gonna give y'all a week off, but ain't no days off, so we're gonna start that, and I'm gonna alternate weeks. We're gonna do that book one week, and then we're gonna do the Iljam the week after, and it's a book on Kalam. No, I've noticed there's so much ignorance about Kalam in the world. It's a beginner's book in Kalam, but it beats a blank. It beats the blanks that we have. There's so much ignorance about Kalam and what Kalam is and what it isn't. So, inshallah ta'ala, we're going to learn about it. 90% of the people that I've seen, 99% of the people that I've spoken to that have downplayed Kalam don't know that they use it in their everyday studies. And they don't know what Kalam is in its essence. It's a famous, famous, famous book from Imam Ghazali, rahimahumullah. Very, 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 very famous book. So, inshallah ta'ala, we're going to alternate that on the Aqidah segment of the platform. Very, very, two very good books. So, we kind of going to the next level in the Aqidah. So, if y'all, okay, I'll send it to you, Stephen, inshallah ta'ala. I'm gonna put a picture up, a picture of the book on the screen when we reading it, inshallah. So make sure y'all stay tuned for that. We'll start that Wednesday. Um, um, what else? Next Friday, don't forget the ladies are launching their podcast. What is it called? The Four Sisters. What is it? The Power of Four. I keep want to call it the Four Sisters, like the movie The Four Brothers. It should be called the Four Sisters because they some bad mama jammas. You hear me? Should be called the Four Sisters, but it's the Power of Four. It will be launching next Friday. When? Oh shoot, I'm gonna have to adjust the fix the fifth. So next Friday at 8. So I'm probably gonna move the Friday night fic up to like 6 so that they can have time a space to do their thing. 9? All right, okay. Well, we good then. We try to keep it at 8. We'll figure it out. We'll make that announcement. I'm going to. I've been saying it every single time I go live, but we're gonna post the schedule, inshallah, and I will pin the schedule. Been busy studying, so inshallah, ta'ala, I'll have that done by tomorrow. Tomorrow night, uh, instead of Love Talks Live, um, we're gonna do a live question and answer segment. I'm not a mufti, so I'm going to answer questions within my abilities. If I don't know, I'm gonna say I don't know, and I'm gonna make my effort at finding out the questions. But alhamdulillah, I've been at this long enough to the point where I should be able to help out the people who have questions. Inshallah ta'ala. So don't miss that. I'm going to make a chat tonight for the live question and answer. And if y'all don't want to like put the questions in the comments, then you can put it in the chat, and I'm gonna respond to the questions in the chat, inshallah ta'ala. So I'm gonna put the chat up, and then I'm gonna tag everybody in the group. And if you're watching on YouTube, go and make a Facebook account. You're gonna have to go if you want to participate in it, or you can comment if you watch on YouTube. You can comment from YouTube. So inshallah ta'ala, we're gonna do that for an hour or so, hour and a half. Inshallah ta'ala. So whatever questions y'all have, queries, concerns, let's have an open conversation, open discussion. If I need to, then I'll send you a link and you can come on up. But y'all be acting all shy and stuff. Shouldn't be shy for the sake of Allah. If you don't know something, you don't know something. If you want to know something, then you gotta you just ask and you just talk. And if you know something, you just say what you know and keep it pushing. It's for the sake of Allah. So not too much nerves. Um, I don't know what that is you wrote, Stephen. Baycheck Kuya. I don't know what that is. What's the name of the Bay Hockey book? No, Sunan Kubra. No, the actual name of the book is I'ticad wal Hidayah ila Sabil Rashid. That's the actual name of the book. You can find this book on Amazon. I think it's like $30. You can find it on Amazon. The Creed of Imam Bayhaqi. I don't know if that's backwards or not on the screen. The Creed of Imam Bayhaqi. This is it. So screenshot it maybe. Book is very long, and we're gonna be in that one for a while. This book is 300 some odd pages, and we're gonna do it with explanation. So it's that we're gonna be with that one for a minute. We at least gonna ride through the winter time and end probably halfway into the springtime with this book. So get your notes out with this one, inshallah ta'ala. Barakallahu fikum, Malika. Okay, you got some questions. Okay, all right. So don't miss tomorrow night, 9 o'clock, live question and answer. I'm trying to get some of the brothers to come up. I'm trying to get Abdul Mujib, Ustad Abdul Mujib, and Imam Nadir to come up, but them brothers tired, man. They tired. Not like physically tired, like tired. They ain't about nothing. They don't want to come. You got to twist their arm, man. They sorry, man. They sorry. You got to twist their arm. That way, they can help me in the perspective because they know stuff that I don't know. So it'll be helpful. We'll be there Saturday night, inshallah ta'ala. So um, bring your questions, bring your comments. We're gonna chop it up, inshallah. I love y'all for the sake of Allah. أقول قول هذا وأستغفر الله ولا إله إلا الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.